Hey guys, welcome back to our fertility journey. Today we're going to talk about supporting your partner through infertility.
And you are?
My name is Alex, and this is Emily. I don't think we introduce ourselves every time.
You don't think so?
Well, if they've been following our journey, then they already know who we are.
Okay. The 12 people that have been following our journey. I wanted to...
Thanks so much for those 12 for following our journey.
Thank you guys for following our journey.
It's really nice of you.
This is a little bit of a different video, because I don't really have anything to update at this point. This is, I think I'm going to call it something like supporting your partner through infertility. And in our case, it is me, as far as we know, that kind of has some fertility stuff going on. But it could go either way. It could be for a female kind of supporting a male that's going through some infertility stuff. And I just kind of wanted to share what Alex has done to support me during our journey thus far. So do you feel like you've done a pretty good job? I always say he does a good job. I always brag about it.
I think that the biggest thing to consider is that it isn't you that has a problem, whatever. It's our problem together. If it was my problem, then it would still be our problem. And if it's your problem, it's still our problem. It isn't like I can just, get a new wife, because it's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in, doing our thing together with you. So it's a problem that we're both sharing. It's not, no one's to blame for it. And I think understanding that is just, the same way where I'm kind of like messy and kind of forgetful sometimes. That's a problem that is mine, but this is just as mine as, anything else. So I have to be supportive of that, because it's like, it's not anybody's fault that it's happening. It's, our thing.
I really am thankful for it. Alex has been really, really loving and positive and supportive and calm. I have been kind of, I don't know if it's because it's kind of happening to me more or I'm just more emotional in general, but very kind of anxious and like this, a big portion of this infertility journey. And he's just been really logical and calm. And I think that, here's Quasi. I think that also him being logical has been so helpful, because I get so emotional about things, but he just really keeps it in perspective. And I feel like you try to keep it pretty positive. Mm-hmm. So that's been nice. I just feel like if you're able to kind of maintain a healthy relationship while going through infertility, it can almost be kind of a bonding experience instead of like just a super draining, frustrating experience. Because I feel like some of this stuff has really brought us closer, to be honest. One thing that did help us was kind of finally being open about it with other people. I think it made it a little less draining. But that was kind of my first point was, just tell people at your own time. And I think, Quasi, you're so intense right now, honey. Hi, honey. Hi. I think that do you agree with me that whether you tell people or not, if you're going through infertility, it's kind of up for the person that is struggling with it more? Like I
would say that, yeah.
I kind of decided when and if we were going to tell people, and I would say that would be probably a pretty good rule of thumb.
Yeah, I think that in this case, I think that whoever's liable to, feel bad about it being exposed would be the one who controls the information.
And I think you were very respectful of that, and I appreciated that a lot. And I slowly told more and more people, and now we're really open with it, and I think it's
been helpful. I would say be open with it right away. And you'll find out if you come out with it, you'll find out that everybody has a problem.
Mm-hmm. Not everyone, but
sure.
It's a lot more common than you would think.
Yeah, you think that everybody has a baby right away, and then you're the one having a hard time. But then when you start talking about it, they all will tell you that they didn't have a baby right away. They took a long time, and they had 3 miscarriages.
Yeah.
Before they finally had one, and it's not as easy as it looks. And some people it is, and they're like, "Whoops, the condom didn't work," and they got pregnant anyway. But for a lot of people, it really wasn't as easy as Facebook makes it seem. So.
Yeah. That's true. I think it's really helped us a lot. I think, I have a lot of people that I talk to about this stuff, but I think it's important that your partner has someone that he can kind of talk to about this. I don't really know if you do that or not. Alex doesn't really talk to people about stuff. So, but I think it would be important for the partner to also have a support system, because it's a frustrating experience. Yeah. One thing also I appreciated about Alex is he was willing and open to new ideas. like we went to one adoption orientation meeting, and I'm trying acupuncture now, and we've done a couple IUIs, but he's just, I feel like you've been really kind of laid back and go with the flow, which isn't really like you, I don't think, in the first place. But it's like, okay, we're trying this now, okay, we're trying this now, and he's just like, okay. And especially the adoption orientation meeting, you weren't that into it, but I think it was important for me to see that there was another option, and so he just kind of went with it, and that was really nice. It took a little bit of a convincing.
Yeah, I mean, it just was in St. Paul, so it's so hard to go there.
It's like 20 minutes away.
The parking
was a struggle. But that was nice. And then I think he's been patient, very patient, and that's kind of a hard quality to manifest, but you've done a good job.
Well, it's because I'm not like super excited to have kids anyway,
Yeah.
so for me it's easy to wait. But I mean, I know that I do want one, but I'm not like, I'm happy to have the free time we have.
Yeah.
Because all of my friends who have kids are like, all the time you don't have kids, you'll never have that back.
Right.
So like I stay up till 4 a.m. playing video games, and I like to have that. And then that.
Yeah, we are appreciating our time without one for sure. More and more, I think. And I think I was going to talk about this. It's a little TMI, but just I think it's important if people are watching going through this. When I first went off birth control, I had like no sex drive at all. And I think that was kind of a scary time, like, is this how it's going to be now? And then I feel like it came back and then some a little bit with these fertility herbs too, you know what I mean? But it came back eventually anyways. And I think just not to get too panicked about that kind of stuff. Things kind of rearrange themselves eventually, I feel like. So, what else was I thinking? Oh, Alex has been really open to celebrating small victories with me. So that was fun. Like the first time I got my period, you know what I mean?
I know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's nice. It makes you feel good. The first time I got my period after not having it for a while, and when I started getting normal periods, we just kind of celebrated little things on the way,
There's always a good excuse to celebrate.
Yeah. One thing that's kind of cool about going through all this is that we've experienced things that not a lot of people get to experience, like that HSG thing that I did. Alex wasn't there when I did it, but that's when they inject dye in you to see if your fallopian tubes are blocked and if anything's kind of weird going in there, or getting ultrasounds and stuff. And when things come back normal or things come back good or the dye goes through, it's a really nice moment. And so that was kind of fun to have with him, where it's like, oh, I look normal, or everything's in working order, all that kind of stuff. Those were kind of nice moments to have. So, I mean, appreciate those. And one other thing that I kind of forced Alex to do was, but I'm thankful for it, and I would encourage other people, is to go to appointments with your partner. He didn't need to be to most of them. He only really needed to be there for the IUI day, and not even with me, just to drop off his stuff. But I kind of forced him to go to a lot of appointments with me. I don't know if you resent me for that, because you've been to a lot of appointments. Do you?
It's not so bad. But
I want, him to be involved in the process, and it means a lot to have him there with me. And he's a good kind of calming presence when I am emotional or not, And also just to have someone kind of be there on your behalf. When I first went to acupuncture, I was nervous, so I wanted him to be there in case anything weird started happening, And it means a lot, so I would go to appointments with your partner. And one thing I kind of complained to Alex about, but he's actually not too bad about it, the other point I wanted to make was to be educated. Because there's a lot that goes into conceiving. A lot of stuff needs to happen, and I didn't know about any of it, really, when we started. And it's kind of nice to go at it like a teamwork, kind of trying to solve a puzzle instead of you trying to take all this information on. But anytime I told Alex anything, he's been able to recite it back to me. But he doesn't really look things up on his own or anything. But I would encourage that too, just to be educated. Is it broken?
Yeah.
I wore a Fitbit for 2 days, and I guess I broke it. I don't know how.
You probably jammed it in there the wrong way.
Oh, it's fine, look.
You really had to jam it hard, though, to break it.
Oh, I did jam it in kind of hard. Anyways. That's kind of all I had. Any other points you want to make?
No. Thanks for coming to our fertility journey. Easy. Give us a like and a subscribe if you want to follow along and comment with anything you think is relevant.